Ang susunod na programa ay rated G. Ito ay pwede sa lahat ng manonood.
Good day, everyone. I am Raymond J. Buwan,
I am Laura May Arangoso.
and you are watching RNL Show. This afternoon, we have our guests, the BSN students from Tagum Doctors College Incorporated. We have Miss Janvey Binimeli
Hi guys.
and Miss Yasmin K. Yadiva. Please take a seat, guys.
Thank you. Hello BSN students. How was your feeling when you are in studio?
I feel nervous and excited because I'm here in front of you.
How about you, Miss Adela?
I feel happy because I'm here with your stage right now.
Good to know.
Okay, let's go through to our main topic about identification of the historical importance of the text. So, when we say connecting to the past, what comes into your mind?
Connecting to the past, its historical significance is like a bridge between the past and the present. It helps us understand what life was like back then and how it has shaped our world today. So, based on my experience, when I was a kid, we play outside and we play Larong Pinoy, like Patentero and like Chinese garter, like we experience like happy childhood. And now I experience like my niece and my nephew, like they just stay at their room and then they just more play in gadget and they didn't like experience outside how it feels like to be a child, like just be a normal, like like play outside, like exercise more. Because now I noticed that the kids is just like they just in phone, tablets, like the kids is not really explore outside. So yeah, that's it.
I agree with Miss Benemeli, no? Okay, when I was in high school, I remember na palagi kaming nagkasama with my classmate. Gala doon, gala dito, ganun, no? Yeah. That is my key moments when I was in high school na hanggang ngayon hindi ko makakalimutan. So, may I ask you, Miss Adiva, what is your key moments back then?
So, when we say K moments, imagine is a big storybook with a many chapters. Historical significance highlights the most important chapters, the moments like events and things that had a big impact. So, way back in my high school, during my graduation day, that moment has a very big impact in my life because lahat ng nangyayari doon ay simbolo ng aming mga paghirap sa aming pag-aaral. Nakamta namin lahat ng mga achievements at doon namin naranasan na importante talaga na magkaroon tayo ng mga bagay-bagay na maaalala natin hanggang ngayon. So, yun lang ang aking mga
Addition, no? When I was in senior high school, my key moments then, that was pandemic moments. And module, cellphone, then mga student is, yes, Miss Benemeli, stay at home lang, so the student is mentally unstable, ganun kay, more on gadget lang, no? Ganun, then, module, like, self-study. Pero ang hirap ang self-study, then, pag, hindi natin yung makakalimutan because that was 2 years or 3, yun? 2 years? Oh, yes.
3 years.
Hindi yun makakalimutan because stay at home lang yung mga student, then, yung mga tao walang trabaho, di ba? Okay, I agree with you. Yes, and nursing.
It's nice to hear about your key moments. So, in telling stories, what can you say about that?
So, telling stories is artifacts, whether it's a document or an object, has a story to tell, and historical significance help us to read stories and learn from them.
Have you seen Jessica Soho about the artifacts? Yung, Balinghaga Bells.
Yung tatlong Balihaga bells,
Yes.
yung kinuha galing sa US. I remember that. Imagine, ang tagal-tagal nakuha sa Pilipinas. Like, they already
Sinong pangulo ang, that time, sinong pangulo ang nagano sa Balenciaga Bills?
Si Rodrigo Duterte. Parang natatandaan ko yun.
And what year? I forgot kasi.
Parang ako, I think it's 2017.
2017 siya nakuha.
Oo, imagine, it's like 117 years bago siya nakuha. Decades.
Imagine, 117 years, ang tagal na pala nun, and now, the world is changing.
Some things from history were game changers. They caused big shifts in society, culture, or how people live. These are historically significant. Like, example, noong unang panahon, ginagamit natin ay liham. Kung naaalala niyo pa, lahat tayong mga tao ay nakakaranas din ng liham. So ngayon, from the world changing, ang internet, yan ay nagsisimbolo sa ating pagbabago ngayon sa henerasyon.
Oo, maraming apps na mada-download, like, through communication, ganyan na. May Messenger,
Isang click lang.
Facebook, o ganyan, may reaction pa. Dati, wala.
Hindi para noon na ang tagal na rating ng mga
Buwan o
mensahe.
years.
Take years.
Yes.
Pero ngayon, ano lang, isang click lang, send na agad.
Yeah. So the internet have performed the way people live in to access information and how people communicate. It has a very big impact in their lives.
Yes.
So, how about in representing ideas?
So sometimes artifacts stand for a bigger ideas. We just say, like, for example, a flag might represent freedom or unity. This give us historical importance. Like before we don't really get the freedom that we want. Like, for example, sa mga babae noon, like, kinukulong lang sila, tapos ginagamit ng mga Hapon. Ngayon, ang mga babae, like, they can stand their own, like, they can work, study. Before kasi, hindi pa nila naranasan na lumabas kasi natatakot, kasi sa mga Hapon or sa mga ancestors natin. Kaya, ayun.
How about reflecting ideas?
Reflection of society and artifacts can show us what people valued, believe, and how they live. They're like mirrors reflecting the past. So example of this is our Filipiniana in Barong. Like mula noon hanggang ngayon ay dala-dala pa rin natin at nagbibigay ito ng halaga sa atin. At alam naman natin na pagdating ng August ay sineselebrate natin yung buwan ng wika, diba? So,
Tama.
sa ating mga paaralan, binibigyan natin ito ng halaga. And we're Filipiniana in Barong, they are often associated and love for the Philippines. And they represent a desire to preserve and promote Filipino culture.
So, Miss Benemeli, how about in learning lessons?
So learning lesson, understand historical significance, help us to avoid repeating mistakes and build us success from the past. So it just like it allow us to become better decision makers, and it allow us to more self-awareness, and it's also encourage us to grow our mindset. So yeah, it just like we grow more.
So, to connect with that, how about in preserving heritage?
So by preserving heritage, it's just like by recognizing what's historical significance, we can protect and preserve our cultural heritage from future generations. So it's just like, for example, more on churches in the Bohol, we
Yes.
preserve that. So for the future kids or future generation, they can see how beautiful our
Church.
our church. Yeah,
And
that's
also
correct.
in vegan, yung mga bahay,
Oo, yung mga
pinipreserve
bahay.
pa rin nila.
At saka their transportation,
Yes.
yung kalesa,
Yes, correct.
'di ba? Preserve pa din nila. At
Oh.
saka yung
Oo nga, ang ganda yun. Right? Makikita natin sa mga television, yung mga
Oo.
kalesa, ginagamit ng mga artista.
Yes.
tama nga yun. So that's
Wow, iba talaga yung mga BSN students from Tagum Doctors.
Yes, beauty and brain.
Yes. So, guys, thank you for your
Thank you. May
time.
natutunan
Thank you.
kami ngayon.
Thank you.
Super, ang
thank you
dami.
so much for inviting us.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
And we're happy to be here and
To share our thoughts about history.
Ang dami namin nalalaman. So,
Super, ang
thank
dami.
you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Arndel Show. We have another guest, the BSN students from Tagum Doctors College Incorporated. We have Christina Rica Balonda and Mr. Aaron Capuyan. Criteria on assessing the historical significance of sources. So first, we have relevance. Is the sources directly connected to the topic or event you're studying?
So if the source is already closely related, it's like to valuable information about the specific part of the history.
So in resonance, does the source evoke strong feelings or emotions?
If the source has powerful impact on how people feel or think, it can show the significance of certain historical aspects.
Ang halimbawa dyan ay noong panahon na tumakbo si President Duterte sa pagka-presidente, Pangulo ng bansa ng Pilipinas. Maraming tao ang may kagustuhan na manalo siya dahil sa mga nagawa niya sa
Like for example, sa Davao
City.
Dahil,
Marami siyang mga napatupad na batas na nakabago sa syudad ng Davao.
Remarkable. Is the source unusual or extraordinary in some way?
Sources that stand out from the ordinary can highlight important moments or insights in the history.
Nung nanalo si President Duterte sa pagka-presidente at nung peace talks niya sa ibang bansa tulad ng China, Amerika, at marami pang ibang bansa.
So, we go on to remembered. So, remembered has the source being remembered or talked about over time.
If the source continues to be discussed or remembered, it indicates its ongoing relevance.
Mga ongoing niya na hanggang ngayon ay natili na sa ngayon nga presidente ay war on drugs, bill, at
Revealing. Does the source reveal new or hidden information?
Sources that uncover details, not previously known can deeper our understanding of the past.
Tulad ng martial law. Tulad ng martial law.
So, in resulting in change, did the source plays a role in causing a change in history?
If the source had an impact that led to significant changes, it holds historical significance.
Nung nanalo si Duterte sa pagka-presidente, nagbago ang pananaw natin sa martial law. Hindi ang ibig sabihin pala ng martial law ay hindi talaga laging patayan.
Kasi akala kasi natin yung
Is
sa bad thing.
Sa bad thing or like
There's a disadvantage and advantage. No?
disadvantage or advantage sa martial law. And
Durability. Has the source listed been presented?
Sources that have survived for a long time offer a direct connection to the past.
Then, in quantity, are there many similar sources on the same topic?
a larger quantity of sources can provide a more comprehensive view of historical events.
Profundity. Does the source provide deep insight or reflection?
Sources that offer profound thoughts or perspective can offer valuable interpretations of
History.
Issues on assessing the historical significance, bias and perspective. Different sources might have biases or viewpoints that influence how they present information. It's important to consider who created the source and what their motivation were. For example, martial law.
So pagpapatupad niya ng martial law, ang image ni Marcos ay nagiba sa mga kwento ng mga tao.
So, in limited availability, some periods in history might have fewer surviving sources, making it harder to get a complete picture. The scarcity of sources can affect how well we understand certain events. So, for example,
For like secondary source,
Yes.
yeah, that's the limited availability.
May picture pero
Hindi kompleto.
hindi
kasi-
kompleto ganyan.
Oo. So, hindi natin malalaman kung ano talaga nangyari noon. Like the whole story.
Yes. Okay, changing interpretation. As our understanding of history evolves, our interpretation of sources can change. What was once considered significant might be viewed differently with new information.
Sa katulad ng martial law, ma-connecta po natin ang martial law dito dahil hindi lahat ng impormasyon na malaman natin ay tama na impormasyon. May ibang impormasyon nga mali pero paniniwalaan ng mga tao na yan ang dahilan na hindi
May iba't ibang informasyon na binigay.
uh,
May bago, may luma.
May
Hindi
bago.
natin alam kung saan tayo maniniwala, di ba?
so in contextual understanding, fully grasping the context of a source can be challenging. Without understanding the cultural, social, and historical context, we might misinterpret the source's significance.
So, I know that is nag-increase ang violence sa students, and then they align threats of the community.
Missing voices. historical marginalized group might not have left behind many written sources. This can lead to gaps in our understanding of their experiences and contribution.
So, for example of missing voices, it just
Mga experience na noon na sinulat lang sa written sources lang.
ayaw kasi I mean most of it is nawala, nasunog. So, mga informasyon na importante dapat
Tapos,
hindi na-keep. So, parang,
may bago pero hindi na talaga yun.
oo, kasi wala naman silang ano sa history. Like, copy ba?
Binago nila.
Oo.
May ganyan. Oh.
So, in selective preservation, not all sources are equally well preserved. Some important sources might have been lost or damaged over time, affecting our ability to assess their significance. Like, for example,
Hindi lahat ng mga importante na mga sources ay mapapanatili nga ligtas sa isang lugar dahil may tsansang mawala or masira dahil siguro sa paglalag kanang sa lugar or mga anong pangyayari na hindi natin mapigilan.
Fragmented sources. Some sources might only offer fragments of information, making it difficult to create a coherent understanding of events or people.
So si Marcos ang nagpatupad ng martial law. So, akala ng mga tao ay it's killing people or to pagbaba ng population sa Pilipinas. Pero ang purpose nito ni Marcos is to
Discipline
discipline
mga
the
tao.
people.
overlooking the everyday. Significant events often overshadow everyday life. Everyday experiences might not be well documented, leading to an imbalance in our historical knowledge.
So, for example of overlooking every day, before we didn't really write journal like we used to in the school right now.
Yes, not well documented.
Yeah, before more on work, and now the students practice in the school to write the journal or everyday routine. So, yeah.
Interpreting symbols. Symbols or meanings from the past might not be clear to us today. Interpreting the symbols in sources accurately requires understanding their historical context.
So, halimbawa sa noon ay na tradition nila ang baybayin, pero ngayon ay hindi na, dahil ang mga kabataan ngayon ay mas focus nila ang technology kaysa sa practice nila ang old tradition natin sa Pilipino. Yun lang.
Ethical consideration. Some sources might contain sensitive or offensive content. Deciding how to handle and interpret sources and raises ethical questions.
So, noon, may mga tao na sensitive and sensitive magsalita and hindi nila kino-consider ang mga opinion ng mga tao. But ngayon, nag-decide sila na i-handle ang kanilang mga opinion at yeah.
Okay. Influence of modern views. Our present-day perspective can influence how we access historical significance. Avoiding anachronism is important.
For example, applying current beliefs to the past, like for example, like some of our grandmas, like they apply like
bawal kang matulog pag basa yung book mo kasi ganyan. Yes. Avoid it. Yan. So,
The last one, we have the commercial and popular sources. Commercial or popular sources might focus on entertainment rather than accuracy. Assessing their historical value requires careful consideration.
Pinipili ng mga tao ngayon ay mas piliin nila ang mas masaya kaysa ang katotohanan. Mas piliin nila kung ano ang gusto nila kaysa sa totoong impormasyon na dapat malaman nila.
okay. These issues remind us that accessing historical significance is a complex task that requires critical thinking and understanding of context, and the willingness to acknowledge the limitation and biases inherent in sources from the past.
So, thank you guys, PSN students.
Thank you for inviting us here.
We are thankful to visit your studio.
Thank you, BSN students, sa time pagpunta dito sa studio and to share your knowledge about historical significance.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's all for RNL Show. Again, I am Raymond J. Buwal.
I am Lara May Yarangoso.
We are the Group 1, Identification of the Historical Importance of the Text. Thank you for watching.